Hey, it's me, MLB. Here is Pull Chapter 32, and this one is titled A Bed for Two. After taking your sopping wet shirt off and dropping it to the floor, you then took your pants and underwear off, as both were well and truly soaked. Ugh, yuck, you thought, grimacing when you heard the sodden clothes hit the wooden floor. You then reached for Aizawa's shirt and pulled the soft, worn fabric on, realising it was the perfect size for a dress. I don't even need his pants, you thought, looking down in the dark and feeling it hanging just above your knees. He still has wet pants on, so he can wear these ones, and I'll just take his top. Happy with your decision, you picked his dry pants up and walked out to him as he stood there. Aizawa, your shirt is plenty big for me, so much so that I don't even need your pants, so here. You held his dry pair of pants out to him. Now we'll both be dry. Thank you, Ian, he replied, walking over to you and reaching out for the pants. Instinctively your eyes fell to his killer abdominal muscles and lingered there as flashes from outside lit them up again. Thanks, he replied when he took the pants from you, mentally face-palming again when you realised that you had replied his thank you with your own thank you. I need to get it together. With an audible sigh you turned and walked back into the room. Yin, Aizawa's voice called over the howl of the wind. I was intending to use my sleeping bag. I decide to sleep tonight, but I've left it on the bus. You actually forgot it on the bus? Yes. I thought you were permanently attached to that thing. This isn't funny. Are you going to need counselling over this? You are mocking me. You giggled, your heart feeling lighter now that you realised Aizawa only had two options, to sleep standing up or to sleep in bed with you. I already said it would be fine for you to sleep with me, you said sweetly. He nodded silently. I'll be in soon. Even if I'm not sleeping, I'll watch over you. His sudden concern for you made you go soft, and you gave him a warm smile in the dark. That's fine, you said, barely above a whisper, and certainly not loud enough for him to have heard you. You walked over to the bed and quickly pulled the covers back and then slipped in between the layers, laying your head down on the pillow and settling down for the night. As you lay there, you became keenly aware of Aizawa's clothes against your bare skin, and even more aware of the fact that you didn't have any underwear on. I'm in bed, in his clothes, no underwear on, waiting for him to join me. Your nipples stiffened at the excitement building between your thighs, and your heart started beating heavily as you lay there, a bundle of sleepless nerves. Closing your eyes, you tried to breathe and relax, listening for Aizawa through the ruckus going on outside. It wasn't long before you heard him enter the room, and you popped an eye open to see his shadowy figure approaching the bed. The mattress dipped as he applied his weight, and a cool breeze wafted over your legs as the covers were raised for him to slip underneath. Sorry, you whispered when his legs hit yours, and you hurriedly tried to move them back a bit to make room for him. No apology needed, he replied in a low voice. Just lay however you like. I want you to be comfortable. Okay then, would lying on top of you be too forward? You thought, your heart still beating wildly as he settled in beside you, your hand just brushing his bare shoulder. You can move over more. Put your head on the pillow, you invited. Without a word, he shuffled his head over so that you were both on the same pillow, him laying on his back with you on your side facing him. Does my proximity make you uncomfortable, Ian? He asked you in a quiet, raspy voice. No, you whispered, just before another clap of thunder shook the cabin. I can feel your heartbeat through the bed, he stated, once the thunder had settled. Oh no! Should I leave? He asked in a low voice. No, you replied. Ignore my heartbeat right now. The, storm is... Are you afraid of storms? He asked, turning his head to look at you in the dark. No, I'm not going to use it as cover. Don't lie and say that you're scared of storms, Yin, you thought before replying. Yeah, a little. I'm also a little shaken by the cabin almost collapsing on me, you added softly, caving very quickly to your embarrassment at being called out for being worked up. Glad I got there in time. I had a bad feeling about letting you go. I'm sorry. He rolled onto his side and reached for your hand that was near his shoulder, then placed his on top of yours. Don't apologise, you whispered in reply, turning your hand over so that your palm was face up and touching his. Sexual tension suddenly ran high as you lay there holding hands and you gazed into his eyes, lightning now in the distance, lighting up the room intermittently. Neither of you broke eye contact as you lay there, and you felt him shift a little in the bed, and then he lifted his head a little and slowly moved it towards yours. You closed the gap as well, and your parted lips met his, holding that position for a few seconds before you both pulled back and went in again, more urgently this time. Are we kissing? Are we kissing? His hand left yours and caressed your cheek firmly, his fingers gripping under your ear and down the side of your neck as his thumb pressed into your cheek. Oh my god, it's happening. We're kissing. Your brain short-circuited as you opened your mouth a little more and invited his tongue to toy with yours, a heavy make-out session happening in the blink of an eye. Man, he doesn't waste any time, you thought as you reached a hand out and pressed your fingertips to his upper abdominal muscles, then dragged them down over each bump, heading for the top of his pants. Aizawa lay you back, his upper body hovering over yours as his well-defined biceps and shoulder muscles flexed, his tongue still rolling and sliding against yours. As he rolled you onto your back, your hand slipped around his back and reached up between his shoulder blades, digging your nails into him and dragging them down to the dimples at the base of his spine, while your other hand reached around and slid up into his hair. As you can well imagine what's going to happen in the next subsequent chapters, I'll be skipping them entirely and we'll pick back up after they've had their little session in bed. See you in the next chapter.